It's Celebrity Friday on Your View. Welcome to the show. I am Tokwe Mark Odige, and with me, as usual, are the beautiful ladies of Your View.
Yes, so how are you?
Thank God it's Friday.
Yay!
Onyimo money. This is Onyimo Pro Max.
Pro Max.
Because you look like you're just gonna go and pray and flex Alaja flexing style.
Wow.
If only.
We look nothing like where we are coming from, but I want to shout out to my guardian from when I was in school in Lasu, then the Bossa, Alaja Badru Lutfat. She turned 70. It was on Wednesday. I showed up late, but I love how 70 looks on Alaja. I hope she's watching. Oh my goodness. She's been through a lot. She's raised her kids. She's now grandmaing, and 70 just looks so easy. So she took up gardening after retirement. And even this pomegranate where they say no, they grow here, grow for larger backyard. Wow. There's no foreign food. She will send me WhatsApp. Nima will not do anything. Nima will read it. Nima will not respond. But I got to her garden. I was like, Alaja, I'm going to pay a visit just to pick up all the seeds. I start, my gardening properly. But I'm so grateful for her life.
Happy
I think
70th.
I wish her happy 70th.
Happy 70th.
Thank you for being a mother to me. So now from school, we now are neighbors. She was one I was saying I have a bad habit. I've not seen her this year.
Oh, I'm happy you made it.
Yes, I made it for her birthday. I made sure. So I'm going to go back with the kids.
So Mariam has been giving us vibes with back-to-back hairstyles, and today
Thank God.
she took it to another level.
She took it up north. She took it up north.
How you doing?
I'm doing amazing. Yesterday I had the pleasure of being on an Instagram live with Kid Lit Fest. So they're just you missed it, right? A few people were on it. It was nice, just talking about storytelling, encouraging young writers who feel the need, who would like to be authors themselves, and just inspiring, motivating, and discussing. And I love to do that, so it was nice to be able to do that yesterday. Yeah.
The journey of being a author is not
It's not easy. You read. Well, my banter today is coming from a place of reflection, a place of gratitude, because I think yesterday I saw something that I was really amazed at. Sometimes last year, around September, October, I anchored a trade fair at Stadium.
Yes, I remember.
And one of the vendors there, surprisingly, I just saw yesterday that she couldn't walk again. And between that October to January, she was diagnosed of something in her spinal cord. And I mean, the whole rush just came like, from when to when. And I'm even sure that the picture I saw that struck me was, I'm sure that I was the one in her front at that particular image that was used. And I went to her page and I saw that really she's been struggling with walking. And it's just like, do we even thank God enough for these things that feel like,
take for granted.
the things that feels like, oh, it's normal now, it should happen now. And just from October to January. And now she can't walk again and she's needing like 7.5 million for surgery.
Oh, jeez.
I think we should thank God for the littlest things we have that we do not pay for.
I always say thank God for the battles you are not aware that God gave you victory over. Because when you are aware of the battle, you can say, oh, God gave me victory here. But there are many other battles that God had already fought and won, and you didn't know. This is like I'm having goosebumps. Just
because a lot of times we think it's our righteousness or that we prayed so hard.
Oh, it's our right. I'm a Christian. I'm a Muslim. It must happen. No.
Channeling our gratitude, spreading out gratitude.
And of course, we're expecting 40.
They did not hear word though. I did not let anybody to hear word. If you don't know that TMO is studying 40, where have you been? Under the rock? Because I am announcing like I'm the only person in the world who has studied 40. Trust me, I'm extra like that. But tomorrow is the Game of Money conference. You can see the bags under my eye. They have been doing, they've been going to the gym, so they are very big, but all hands are on deck. From here, I'm going to the auditorium for setup. We want to set up today. Apparently, if you're setting up the day before, you have to pay people setting up because they are going to leave work to come and set up for you. My account is very robust, but I am extremely grateful. Yesterday, my team shocked me. I got a donation of 300,000 naira to the Quiverful from Rep 360 staff. I said, how did they see the money? How did they gather? Like, what? These people that are always complaining, transport fare, this one. How did, as in, I was so humbled and shocked and impressed that they made that sacrificial investment. Thank you to everyone who has been supporting Quiverful Foundation. My target is to raise enough funds to fund 40 families IVF, and every donation goes a long way. Please check my social media page and to see how you can donate, no matter
Yes,
how small or
tomorrow.
how big. Yes, and then show up tomorrow. I want to see you at the auditorium.
Wait, please, permit me. My sister's birthday is soon.
How can you forget Ochua's birthday? No, we are shutting down this show for Ochua's birthday. We love you, Ochua. We'll take a break now. When we return, we'll continue with the front page review. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Don't mind her. She was celebrating.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. We're starting our front page review today with The Nation major headline. Tinubu, we are wrestling down economic monsters. APGA backs president for second term. President promises secured erosion-free Southeast, which I know is a major issue in the Southeast. Multi-choice loses bid to stop FCCPC probe of DSTV GOTV subscription hike. No recognition for fielding Aburi, Nadi, Usman, others, says INEC. Kano's broadcast led to killing of Gulak, others, witness tells court. World leaders hail Pope Leo the 14th. Excuse me. American gets cardinal nod on day 2. And we have another story. Senate, House to reconcile differences in tax reform bills. And statistician general, Lord Lagos data management architecture. So, what are we starting with?
I'll start with the Pope. So, Cardinal Robert Francis Prevost has been elected Catholic leader and Pope Leo the 14th. This was made by the 133 cardinal electors in the 2025 conclave. They say this defies long-standing geopolitical taboos against an American pontiff, because the United States is seen as a superpower, a global superpower. So it hasn't really been a thing that they have encouraged to have a pope who's from that from the United States, because it will give you a reputation of being like a superpower. So they say that let me get this here. So for centuries, the notion of an American pope was deemed unthinkable. The Vatican's elector, wary of consolidating spiritual and geopolitical power in a single nation, consistently favored candidates from Europe, Latin America, or, in rare cases, other regions, because you couldn't have a superpower pope. Anyways, he's been described as being very similar to Pope Francis in his views. They say he's criticized both Donald Trump and J.D. Vance, that's the vice president. And he's seen to be a centrist on some key social issues. He's viewed as a progressive. He has long embraced marginalized groups, a lot like Pope Francis, who championed migrants and poor. So that's really, who he is, in a nutshell, who he is.
Okay, so the uncommon style of President Bola Asiwaju Tinubu is something that I'm presently just admiring. I noticed that he is visiting states of opposition parties. So he took to Anambra yesterday and he was well received. He went there as a visitor, hosted by the governor of Anambra State, who is not an APC member. And then there he flagged off and said that they would tame the issues, they're taming the issues, our economic hardship, that is, that's been plaguing the country for generations and administrations. and that just as the Atlantic Ocean was tamed in Lagos, they would tame it.
Amazing
They're
reference.
already doing that. Yes, I
Because
love
we are in
that.
the Atlantic.
Yes, so reassuring of a renewed hope. He went on and on about what they're doing to tame that. And, you know, because the Southwest suffer from landslides and all of that,
Southeast.
it also Southeast and some Southwest states. It happens in my village.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
People are Midwest.
Midwest. In between. Thank you. We're actually Midwest. So he talked about how those who will be tamed. He talked about education, his policies on education. He commended the governor of Anambra State. Also, he commended the dignitaries. Chief Emeka Nyoku, who is, I didn't know he was 92 now, was also there. The traditional rulers as well as everybody, they conferred him as the DK Simba of Anambra, the strong man from another land of Anambra. So he says he will cherish that title. A lot of things were said, but what stood out for me was that dance that was trending yesterday. I said, this guy, in Aye Obasanjo, he will not go to
opposition
and commission anything.
No, but we know that the president is is a non, like all parties. Yeah. He has a minister that is still a member. A member of PDP.
It should be studied.
Okay, so I have the one for Lagos extending the removal of notice to owners of structures on river setback. And I think this one is some magnanimous feat from the Lagos state government. Yesterday issued an extended vacation notice to remove valuables to residents and owners of the structures on the Ikota River setback as the state began to the poking of fences on the setback. And the additional notice was sequel to the passionate plea from some of the residents followed the expiration of the mandatory contravention notices that has been served on properties to restore the drainage right of way along that Ikota end. And the Commissioner for Water Resource, Environment and Water Resources, Tokunbo Wahab, said the removal of contravening structures would commence in order to find a solution to flooding issues in that axis. He also said that the government has received numerous and various complaints while it was engaging the property owners to find a win-win solution with reduced economic impact on homeowners. Some developers and still some developers went ahead to further sandfill and push back Ikota River. Like when they were busy finding solutions, some developers were still working. And he's also saying that this the stress that the government has a digital footprint of the length and breadth of the river, stressing that the tour was to ascertain the extent of the encroachment of right of way, which the team experienced, which was not also encouraging. So this is an extension. I think residents around that area would not say they did not tell them, because when it happens, it's always, they didn't tell us, they didn't serve us notice, we did not hear, we didn't know. So now you have known.
Still within Lagos State, the Statistician General of the Federation, actually, that's also SGF, but he's also the CEO of the National Bureau of Statistics, Prince Adeyemi Adeniro. He visited the governor Sanwo-Olu yesterday, and while visiting, he was trying to canvass that they formalized the sustainable statistical system in line with 2007 Statistics Act. But he applauded the governor of Lagos State for how well they've handled their data management process. That data is extremely important. That he said building resilient sub-national data system is essential to achieving our goals. We all talk about we want more hospitals, we want this one. It's because people don't have enough, government doesn't have enough data. But the SGF Statistician General is saying that the Lagos State government has been very forward in thinking when it comes to data, and he said that they are committed to a robust ecosystem that supports evidence-based planning, informed investment decision, and effective policy implementation. I don't think Nigerians understand how important data is to our everyday life. If not, we would be reporting police reports. We do Instagram. We do Instagram and Twitter reports. But when we don't do formalized reports, we don't have that enough data. Kidnapping happens, people get rescued, but we don't talk about it because we don't formally documenting those things. So everything needs to be well documented. The government can plan properly. Moving on to the second paper we're reviewing, the Punch major headline: refitting and repainting newly acquired presidential jet flown to South Africa. Tinubu using leased aircraft for foreign local flights. That's according to the Punch. Other stories: Labour Party crisis. Akpabio turns to be as OT demands Abure's arrest. Wigwe, U.S. helicopter firm may face criminal charges. Marketers warn federal government against ST fuel import ban. UK police recover Nigerian teenager's corpse inside lake. Labour Party vows to defeat APC in Lagos local government poll. Tinubu, Trump, world leaders congratulate American Pope. Nigeria taps additional $215 million World Bank loan for palliatives. 2027, Almakura Masari mobilized CPC block for Tinubu. All right. DHQ links foreign headsmen to Benue and Plateau killing.
Let me quickly take a short story. A final report from the U.S. National Transportation Safety Board has cited pilot disorientation and violation of flight protocols as part of the reasons why the helicopter that flew our own former group GMD, former group chief executive of Access Bank, Access Holdings, Herbert Wige, and his family, alongside with the NGX group chairman Abimbola Ogunbanjo, who all crashed in that helicopter. And so they're looking at them facing criminal charges based on that. They said that not only did they violate flight protocols, but the decision to proceed under visual flight rules is in instrumental meteorological conditions are some of the key causes of the crash. And I'm hoping that, they follow through, because if this does not have consequence, it will continue to happen.
All right, we'll take a quick break. When we return, we'll continue with front page review. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.
TVC Communications, Nigeria's leading independent broadcast company, has been officially designated as a great place to work. Over the past few years, we have transformed our workplace into one which is respectful, caring, rewarding, and provides great benefits to all our 500 employees. We thank our team for giving us the chance to show that partnership between employer and employee really works. TVC Communications, officially designated as a great place to work, and now the only broadcasting and media company not just in Nigeria but throughout continental Africa to be fully certified. TVC Communications, a great Nigerian company, a great Nigerian place to work.
Do you think you can outplay me in this game of wits and knowledge? Can you go 7 rounds without flinching? I meant answering 7 questions correctly. How well can you hold your liquor? If you're curious, then join us for the most exciting conversation and games with your favorite celebrities on 7 of 7.
Welcome to Pure Entertainment. What would you like to order from our menu today? We have the regulars.
So let me go and look for my jam results. So
My 280 was 320. I suppose don't be one medical.
Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. We're still reviewing the front pages of the newspaper. Mariam.
Yes, so marketers have argued that Nigeria cannot ban fuel importation because the country's refining capacity is still low. So the marketers under the aegis of Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria and the Petroleum Products Retail Outlet Owners Association of Nigeria said any ban on fuel importation now would trigger scarcity and a hike in fuel prices. We remember Nigeria's first policy that the president directed on Monday, saying that no procurement of foreign goods or services already available locally shall proceed without justification and a written waiver from Bureau of Public Procurement. And so because of these claims, and you know, there have been claims that the refining capacity has increased, and we know the Aliko Dangote, because of his refinery, he believes that they can meet local fuel needs. But the national vice president of IPMAN is saying, see, we don't think that the government should be thinking in that direction. Banning importation of petroleum products, this is not the right time. We only have one refinery. We can only boast of one refinery now, that's Dangote refinery. We need other refineries to be up and going before we apply that particular policy on fuel. So that's their own advice that they are giving government. We know, you know, when the first policy, when it came out, I think we read it on Monday, we're all excited. It means, you know, better business for us. It has a very strong positive impact on our economy. But we also, based on what IPMAN is saying, that be careful so that it don't cause scarcity, as they don't believe that just Dangote refinery will be sufficient to provide.
let's lighten up the. Are you giving us?
Today is Friday, so this one is just appeal to all you Commissioner Omu. Some people will drink one brand, it will finish. They drink another brand, it will finish. Go to the third one. NAFDAC just apprehended a man yesterday, one Madu Simon, for allegedly producing fake popular alcohol beverages in Lagos State. This is just as the agency said it confiscated the fake products, which were worth 114 million naira. And these products, they are popular drinks like Hennessy, William Lawson, Bailey's, Martell, St. Remy, and Jameson, which were all falsified by these suspects. So every other Friday when you people are going to pop it, remember that there's a likelihood that you are popping your kidney and joining it. So please, let us look and buy original. And the suspects, he tried to even escape because he knew that what he did was not good. And the guy tried to flee. But he was apprehended, and it added that the adulterated alcohol beverages, of course, were worth 114 million that were recovered from the outlet, stressing that an investigation has commenced into the matter. So please, these days when you just see young adults or young people in their 30s, 40s, down with kidney failure, and we are beginning to imagine how it is all these things that add up. So please, Nigerians.
And it's not just alcoholic drinks.
It's not just alcohol, but it plays a major role.
Everything. So
and once it is fake.
What is really food security? Is it abundant of food?
Or quality.
Quality.
The quality is extremely important. Moving on to Daily Sun, major headline. DHQ exposes forces behind terror attack, fingers foreign headers. We've done well, Tinubu tells Soludo. Applause as Imo Airport hosts first international flight. Akpabio tackles defense minister over comment on security summit. I swear in God's name, I have no hand in end SARS killings. Nnamdi Kanu tells court. Gunmen kill truck driver, abduct 37 passengers in Imo, Kogi. Armed headers kill district head in Benue, and Governor Kefas Kalu Obi join world leaders to celebrate new pope. This killing is just too much. It is like too much. Our heart goes out to all the family. You can take your step.
So the defense headquarters has said that violent attacks on local communities and killings of farmers in Plateau, Benue, and other parts of the country are mostly perpetrated by foreign headers. So the Director Defense Media Operations was talking to journalists yesterday, and he says that that many of these armed headers who have killed thousands, rendered many homeless, are not from here. The governor of Benue State also said recently that the attackers were foreign headers. They were taking advantage of the ECOWAS protocol on free movement of livestock to invade communities. So according to the Director of Defense Media, he says that even though Hausa is spoken you know, in Nigeria, but Hausa is spoken actually across Africa. But you can tell that there are different inflections, intonations, accents, do you understand? And given that you're able to tell where these people are from. So he says that they're able to decipher whether these people are from Nigeria or not. He says here that the way they speak Hausa, how they're able to profile them, the way they speak their Hausa is different. You also look at their hair type as well. So some of them are from Mali, Central African Republic, Ghana, all these places Hausa is being spoken. And then he also talked about the hair similarities. He says the only place that you have similarities to some of the hair that they see, like in Shuarab, it's in Borno State. Even though they have similar hair, they still are able to differentiate them. And from what they have seen so far, a lot of these people who are being causing all these issues and the violence are foreigners. They're coming in through our porous borders to for all these violent attacks. They said they bring in, sometimes they bring in their cattle, go into farms, you know, and just cause havoc left, right. So we know that. We know about the porous borders. We've heard it before. We have heard about the foreign herders coming in. We've heard it before. What is the solution? Every time I hear the military telling us what we already know, I'm just wondering, so what then?
I'm sure you read the story till the last full stop.
Waiting
to find out.
Therefore,
we are going to do... No, but I think it's this one for headers. If we truly ban open grazing everywhere, we'll reduce the fact that we have headers everywhere. You know, sometimes the solution is so hard that we do like we avoid it.
It's a Nigerian argument against it. So we have now colorized an innocent ethnic group with a bad name. They should be the one fighting for the ranching to stop it. Instead of being opposing.
This one too. This one is talking to all ye Moroccan whites. White in 7 days. The federal government is telling you that 80% of Nigerians suffer skin cancer due to bleaching. But 80%, we did the remaining 20. The federal government has said about 80% of Nigerians currently battling skin cancer as a result of bleaching. The government lamented that despite the huge numbers, most of them are not even aware of the disease. The Director General of Raw Materials and Research Development Council, Professor Unayilogu Ike Monso, stated this yesterday at a workshop in Abuja organized by the Tropical Derma Research and Training Institute on Skin Care Research. He says we also have a problem with our skin because there is an epidemic here in Nigeria, topping the rest of the continent. As a matter of fact, Africa has more than 80% of its women with deep bleaches, skin problems. And about this 80% of Nigerians, some do not even know that they have serious skin problems, but statistics have it that at least 80% of Nigerian women bleach. He, however, disclosed that the government had trained some people to obtain sample of skin problems across the country, and noting that Nigeria has enormous raw materials to deal with those challenges. So it is a challenge on its own because of the epidemic nature of our problem. If you leave that untreated over time, if you do not solve the problem, over time we are going to have degenerations and things like. We also have epidemics in terms of skin cancer and other associated problems.
Yeah, but then you got 80%. I met a guy that came to look around, look at people's legs, look at their hands.
Hold on, Temo. This one now said the majority of women, African women, black women, just want even skin tone. They don't want to be able to take off their clothes and have different complexes all over their body. I remember one Olorin sang Oju Pupa Ekene Kodudu.
Now we be that.
So
let's move on to our final paper.
I wanted to quickly take
the story. You take this. Let me just read this. Nigerian Tribune major headline: foreign headers behind the attack from the Department Defense Headquarters. Then in 2025, UTME results consistent with 12-year trend. That's from JAM. How Osun attained 7th position in national examination ratings from Adeleke. Tariff hike. Nigeria's internet users decline. That's NCC report. What other story do we have? Senate passes 2 remaining tax reform bills to go into conference with reps. 2027, defunct CPC chieftain Abbas, Niger, Katsina Governor Amakura, others pledge their support. Let's start with
So the Commissioner for Information in Imo State has commended the governor for the renovation of the Sam Mbakwe International Airport runway. And so this facility upgrade now would enable international flights take off. You know, the airport na local flight before. Take off from the airport directly to any part of the world that they're going. And they're looking at these two pilgrimage ahead. They are looking at the Hajj as well as the Christian pilgrimage much later. And they said that most of the pilgrims would now fly directly out of Imo State. I'm surprised that they're talking about how many Muslims do Imo State? I know they are Muslims because I have Igbo cousins who are Muslims. But,
what's the percentage?
But what's the percentage?
What's the jam?
I do. They said that people have been dum-dums for 12 years. So the registrar of JAM, Professor Ishak Olede, has clarified that the performance statistics of 2025 UTME were in line with results recorded over the past 12 years. He says that the 1.9 million candidates who sat for UTME, approximately 1.5 million scored below 200, but emphasized, however, that such results were not unusual and aligned with historical pattern. It's not peculiar to this year. The performance statistics are consistent with those of the last 12 years. I didn't realize. Yes. He says we have not released individual results yet, but we have published overall statistics and currently reviewing cases of some candidates with borderline issues, and then they need to determine whether to release those results or withhold them.
Interesting.
But for 12 years, this is the trend.
It's not new, but not tell us what we should do to better the results. That's all we can
no, that's
take.
not what his job actually is.
His job just to do the exam. Yeah. We'll take a quick break. When we return, we'll continue with the show. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.
Welcome to Pure Entertainment. What would you like to order from our menu today? We have the regulars.
So let me go and look for my jam results.
My 20 was 320. I suppose don't be one medical.
At this point, I contest my jam results.
I want to close the show.
I can go. I can.
That's all we can take.
I choose to
Ejeki, close the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, number one, Unavailable by Davido featuring Musa Keys.
We also have today's chef special.
Yo, shine, shiny, yeah. So recap done, and it's time for number one on the countdown. One of Nigeria's hottest artists right now, his name is Rema, and this one is called Charm. Kick it.
Another.
For dessert and a bit of nightcap, we have the nighttime and online specials.
I want to start the gym, yeah? But do you know one thing that's actually keeping me back? You should start the gym, though. You're getting fat. Cricket.
She says she does pole dancing to empower women.
What's the difference? There's a difference.
That's what I'm saying. So pole dancer,
you're already almost naked. You're already almost naked.
No, it's the empowerment for me.
Sex can make your relationship better.
No.
Sex can never be overrated.
It is needed.
Especially when it's good sex too.
Almost every guy has been with somebody's girlfriend.
But they are for all of us now.
This is. That's why you're still single.
I will not agree or disagree with that because I don't want to get into trouble. I have a home to go to.
Your next question.
Oh, you ready to fail?
Who is the person you see some spoils?
That woman.
Damn! Yeah,
today we'll go here.
Hey.
Let's catch up.
I'm sure we've been able to satisfy your cravings, yeah? Stay good. TVC Entertainment for Pure Entertainment.
Now you can catch up with your favorite programs on TVC. Log on to www.youtube.com/TVC Entertainment. Join the fun.
Get ready to step into the heartbeat of your city like never before. Welcome to Events Diary, where every moment is a celebration. From the electric energy of Owambe extravaganza, to the richness of our culture, to the sophistication of corporate gatherings, Events Diary is your VIP pass to the hottest gatherings in Nigeria. And guess what? I'll be your guide, your style icon. Each week, join me as I transform from traditional chic to corporate sleek. Whether it's a birthday bash or a high-profile gala, you won't just see it. You'll feel like you're right there with me. Aww. From meetings to evening soirees, I'll be there. Or to the trendiest street festivals or to music concerts, Events Diary has something for everyone. So join me as we explore the vibrant tapestry of Nigerian scene, one event at a time.
Brand new studio, brand new set, a new face, but still your favorite breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria.
It's a fresh new energy, new vibe. You smell that?
Now that's the smell of tasty, tantalizing food from our various chefs.
And when it comes to sports updates with insightful analysis, the place you want to be is Wake Up Nigeria.
That's right. Every second there's a fresh occurrence, and every minute there's a story to tell. Keep abreast of happenings locally and internationally via the news updates of Wake Up Nigeria.
It's live camera fashion, where we cut, slay, and sachet and keep you updated with all the latest fashion trends.
Level up your morning.
Watch Wake Up Nigeria, where every morning begins with a spark.
Hey, my people, I greet you plenty.
My name is Nachika Okeke.
My name na Uwi Balogun.
My name na Damilola Banire.
My name na Moyo Faraway Ahmed. If you also call me Moyo, listen. And this na Abigail. And I dare on top of your view pigeon. I'm going to bring you bass, boost.
I don't get person will be single mother before. He carry another man show say now my husband be this.
This na wetin you want.
After that day, the man
no go see am again.
If you snooze, you lose. If you miss this show, you miss out. On top this our show, I not dey gree for anybody.
When you dey friend the husband, you not see sign say the guy smart, you don't vex, don't give signs.
If they look for person, we will give them to you. Fact as it be.
Men no dey ever get force. If baby not dey for her, na the woman.
Talk no dey be person, you make person no fit talk true inside. But for this country, we not say if we open court in the morning, waiting no good, no good.
Me and my sisters, hey, we go tanda gidigba for inside studio to give una all the latest information.
But look, we not even take responsibility for the children. Leave the man.
And that's some poria.
I'm Miriam Lunge. I'm a passionate environment advocate and a published author.
I am the founder of Celebration, a businesswoman, and a fashion icon.
I am a wealth coach and a real estate developer.
I am Amako Arakwe. I'm a corporate commercial lawyer and an entrepreneur.
Welcome to Warhaka. I am Ramatu Shehu Oyibo, an entrepreneur and a business coach.
I am the voice of an average Muslim woman, an hijabite, and a lawyer.
I am a polymath and a serial entrepreneur.
I am Murayo Afolabi Brown, Managing Director, TVC Entertainment. I'm a media consultant, producer, and broadcaster.
The ladies of Your View are made of women from different professions, tribes, cultures, and religion. Join us every Monday to Friday as we share our views on topical and social issues.
Good morning, Marina Station and all the passengers. Efficient, it's comfortable.
This development will go a long way in reducing congestion and emission.
The trains are a long-term solution to Lagos traffic challenges.
This is where we take the final, decisions on policies, programs of government. I will have to ensure that, the narration of Lagos as a PLC is taken very, very seriously.
This is a major pedestrian bridge linking Oyinbo here to Apapa Road over there.
With this overpass, we are providing what we call permanent solutions.
This place is one of the most dangerous areas at the biosecurity environment.
This can go into the news and every crumbs of your neighborhood.
Our goal is to remain as Africa's model megacity, to move our GDP from the 5-6 position to the 3rd position, and we believe it's achievable with all the commitments we have.
Explore the city of Lagos, where dreams are made and possibilities are endless. Amadedoja Salamadini. I live in Lagos, inside Lagos.
Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw earthen material slabbed, stroked and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move weigh in the stroke.
Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. A post on social media caught our attention about how some parents treat their children, especially the ones under 5. They were like second options, from stories being said by teachers about some children dropped off at the school wearing diapers from the day before, or how some dropped off in the school without food, or some are even picked up late at the end of the day. They finalized that a lot of people don't deserve the children they are giving. What are your thoughts on this? Join the conversation by calling us on 020-1635-2013. The number is on your screen. You can also tweet to us via X, and then we're also on YouTube, so you can drop your comments. We'd love to hear from you. Now, this one is very, very close to home. I said, Nima was like, see, we are trying to raise funds for some people to have children. Some people, they would give anything to have a child, one child. Then you now find yourself as a teacher, and you are praying for a child, says a parent, bring a child to school with soiled diaper, or bring a child to school without food, or forget the child in school. Nima, do you want to start, or Mariam should start?
Even me, I'm feeling a bit guilty. So in the early days, I'm a mother's, I'm a loving mother, that kind of mother person. So I will do my best. I get up early, slice it, dice it, make food for my kids. And the two of them, especially when it was only my daughter before she would come, how did you cook? I don't want to eat that. And it's already 6 a.m.
I don't eat that.
Already late. I need to get out of the house. When you roll your eyes like that and say you don't want to eat that, if I said to my son the day before yesterday that the chicken, do they lay the eggs boiled? Because I'm already late. I'm asking for boiled egg when it was already fried. Say the chicken goes shit and boiled. You're talking as if it will do like this and it will be boiled. And we cannot be boiling egg keep down, because the eggs now that they have, I don't know if you notice it. You know the way we used to travel along Ibadan Road and be buying boiled eggs. They expire for evening. The smell and change and taste, everything will change. So that anymore. But the tediousness of preparing and getting a child ready can be confusing for any parents. That's why when I read this, and I was like, is it not too general? Because I know what it was like for me. Adding my plan, my schedule, my career with my kids, it was tough. It's now that they are much more matured. And I noticed that both of them like to explore, cook what they like. With my strict, don't eat sugar, don't eat noodles, don't eat kinikon, we were always at loggerheads. When I started to allow them do some of their exploring, they eat their food. If I force them to a proper meal, they will take it to school and bring it back. Every day. This week, we don't have one already. I wanted to eat it. I think it was hot. They will always have one English or the other. So if a teacher was watching my child at school, for instance, they would think, what kind of parent is she? My son...
Nima, I know you. No. I know how you carry your children's matter on your head. So when you say things like this, we're talking about some parents that the food their children eat every day of the week is noodles. You know, the popular noodles, not with veggies, not like they just, it's like, let's just quickly boil water, pour it inside plates, let's go. That's the parenting we're talking about. The ones, that's the level, not the one that occasionally feels overwhelmed. Those ones we can understand that they are, it's not every time, but some parents, you as a parent will feel that, God, this your equation, you get a CBU. Yeah. Mariam.
Okay. See, there are two sides to this story, but just because, you know, for today's, for the topic itself, I will start with what, you know, is obviously there, which is
examples.
The examples that they've given to show bad parenting. There's one that says on several occasions a daughter has come to school hungry, wearing unwashed uniforms from the week before. A teacher noticed that a child was brought to school and the food that child came with was already bad. You know, they would drop their children really early with diapers that had been soiled from the day before, and then they pick them up really late. You know, those sorts of things. On the one hand, which is for me maybe the obvious one, it looks like bad parenting. Definitely, there is bad parenting, and as you mentioned, some parents just feed their children noodles, and there is that. And from what I've seen in situations like that is parents have put themselves under one shore to chase. There are things that people are chasing now, much more than concentrating on their children. It's the sacrifices that we need to make to raise our families. You know, many of us are unwilling to make them. I'm not talking of those that have to. I'm talking of those that are unwilling to make them. What is more important is how much money you have, where you are traveling to, what you are wearing, how you are coming out, you know. The children themselves, how to raise those children and nurture them is not a priority. As long as, you know, after everything, you know, at the end of
pay for the school fees
we can pay for the fees, we can go for vacation and things like that. So you find parents not giving their all in raising and nurturing children. So that's one thing that I'm seeing. Now, what Nima was talking about, we're talking about those who are overwhelmed. And I want to add that to mental health issues. So there is, I believe, an epidemic of mental health problems. And there are many adults that are struggling. Times are tough, and you have to be many things. You have to be a provider. Yes. We have, especially single parents, you have to be a provider, a protector. You have to go to work. You still have to be the mother. You still have, so there's just so many things. And people are getting overwhelmed. Someone sends their child to school in a soiled diaper. Unless that person does it over and over again, my thought would be that this person is going through something. This person is struggling, because I do not believe that any parent would want to do that. So I'll have empathy, honestly, and I would want to sit with that parent and find out what could be happening elsewhere. We're taking on a lot more than we can handle, you know, with the work that we do. Sometimes when you have children, maybe take a job that pays less and gives you more hours to be able to take care of the children. Maybe take a job that is closer to home instead of going all the way. It may mean less pay, but at least you are there for your child. There are just too many things that are happening, and I feel that we are putting our children last. I'm seeing us putting our children last, because what has become more important is how we appear in the public.
You've touched on two very, very interesting points that I wasn't. You sort of have tilted our conversation a bit, because at first I wanted us to bash the lazy parents. Yeah. But even from Nima and from what you said, it's for us to have a bit more empathy for the overwhelmed parents. So yes, there are the lazy bad parents, but sometimes we might be judging too quickly. Let me hear from you before we dig further into the things you've raised.
I think firstly, I'm going to start with a question. Why do we have children?
You know, that's like when somebody tells me I want to have another child after like 4. I'll be like asking, I'll be wondering.
That's just the blunt truth, or the blunt question we have to put on the table. Why?
Why do we have more children?
What is the need for children? Some people don't even know why they have children. Yes, maybe I said to somebody, I said, when I had my first child, it was because I felt that I was doing too much for family. And maybe by the time I now have this child, I might have nothing left. So let me have mine and begin to nurture my garden. That's why I had children. And my first and my second, they are 8-year gap. And when somebody asks me, I say, you think I not see Bele? Bele na easy thing for maybe some people, glory to God. But you think say that 8 years, you think say I know they lie down. I lie down. But because I didn't want that stress, I wasn't ready. Because I saw what the first one had put me through, that I needed to be there. Somebody else cannot train your child for you. Some of us have this, because I have parents, my children will be at my parents. No, it is your responsibility. You went to the bedroom, you went to open your legs, and you had a child. So you should be responsible for that child. So there is no excuse for bad parenting, but is there an excuse for having sex? Oh, two people that are colliding, is blender they're expecting, or they're expecting 32-inch TV to come and stare in their faces. What is bad is bad. I think it's the traditional coercion of Bibi la BA, it will not
have your own.
Why? What is the need for? Because let's look at it plainly. You can have 5 children and God takes them in 1 second.
Because some people have kids as option for retirement.
And God says the 5 of them, the 10 of them, they are going. So what are you going to be left with? That's why I brought it that why do we have children? If you know the reason you have children, I think you'll be able to nurture them. You'll be able to sacrifice beyond limits. That okay, these children, yes. I said I did one video one day and I said, see, we are the nurturers. The adage of Yorubas say Yorubas have misled us a lot. It's a lie. It's not the
No. Hello. You are speaking Yoruba like everybody understands Yoruba.
I want to interpret it. In Kotomomaje, the Yorubas will say Kotomomaje, what the child will eat. The child has brought. No, it is what the child will become. Kotomomaje. Lotimuwa as destiny. You are the parents that will feel it. If you don't send your children to football academy, they can't play ball. If you don't send them to swimming schools or swimming training, they can't swim.
Like Osime, that they will live at the dump site and you will go and play ball on the field.
That's what I'm telling you. The misconception is what a child will eat. No. It is what a child will become, because even children of orphans, they still become regardless. And you're like, no father, no mother. So sometimes, yes, I'm out for the bad parents because I've seen too many. And I keep asking myself, why do these people have children? What are they using these children for?
We'll talk to the bad parents, but you see, I have gotten plenty stray bullets on this table today. Like, Nima didn't give me a shibboleth. Nima was feeling like, oh, we are together. Sometimes this thing happens. Where she mentioned your parents, I'm in the WhatsApp group. I'm in the WhatsApp group of my parents will help me take care and raise my children. When Mariam was of the opinion of making the necessary sacrifice and your willingness to, I see that I'm still in that WhatsApp group too. So like, I've gotten a lot of stray bullets, and sometimes when we have conversations like this, I choose to be vulnerable on this show today because I feel sometimes we don't look within. It's easy to look outside and say, well, my child is not going to school in soiled diaper. Your child is missing homework. Your child your child goes to school with uniform on a day when it's sports day. Or your child, there's traditional day and nobody read communication book, and your child showed up in school wearing uniform when everybody was wearing native. We've all had that. I've been in that WhatsApp group. Last year, I had a major quarrel with one of my school, my son's teacher. And I'm like, don't guilt trip me, because you want to make me feel bad, like I'm not present. But at that time, I was dealing with people knew what I was dealing with last year. There was Omonile drama, my staff in prison. So there was a whole lot going on. Like I was coming from a lot and swimming through a lot. So don't even bring your own. The boy will be okay. But I got to school and I got that feeling of, we put it in communication book, you did not read it. We sent it to you. You are not checking. It's not my job to help you to do. I said, no, ma. I've told you that please send me WhatsApp message. Sometimes I get home too late. But she really wanted to make me feel like I'm such a bad parent. I reported the situation for you to know, because I didn't like the feeling. I got back home and I was like, okay, what could I have done better? And how could I have handled this thing better? And I put structures in place. It meant that it meant that I had to pay ×2 for my lesson teacher. It was over ×2 actually, because I had to get a lesson teacher that could be more on ground to support me, because I needed that intervention. the truth is this conversation would hit many other people, and the conversation around mental health is something that we need to delve into. So before we deal with the terrible parents, let's talk about helping parents that are going through a lot. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw ether material slabbed, stroked and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move way in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known. For when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty erected for a century of a century. Speaking, advocating, protesting as the arts are meant to be.
I'm Nifemi Oguntoye, news anchor with TVC News.
My day is usually busy and it's difficult keeping up with breaking news stories, trending stories, business news, stock exchange and what have you. But with TVC News on WhatsApp, I'm able to catch up with all the breaking news, real-time updates and trending stories on the go, right on my phone, no matter where I am. It's quick, easy and always on. And here you can join us by scanning the QR code or using the link on our X and Instagram. Why wait? Come to the side of news that keeps you ahead. TVC News, first with breaking news.
TVC Communications, Nigeria's leading independent broadcast company, has been officially designated as a great place to work. Over the past 3 years, we have transformed our workplace into one which is respectful,
Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. So we're discussing parenting, the lazy parents, the overwhelmed parents, the emotionally drained parents, the parent that is dealing with what was the word? I don't want to put the wrong label on it. Let's just say
no, there's a word that usually they are autopilot parents, and they were more of our own parents' generation than ours. You know those autopilot. No, the child will turn out right. Or you will turn out right. Any at the beginning, you don't born her, you go turn out right. They will come back. Have you done your homework? I couldn't understand maths. But my immediate elder sister was born with maths. As in she went to class in heaven and came with it because she was naturally good at it. So they expected the same standard of me. No problem. You know those children, I don't have problem. I just look at my dad one day and say, you see that maths? It's not my calling. Leave it for KK, let her be doing it. So when we're writing our exams, I remember when because we're in the same class, and I would say, KK, you know, go teach me. Tomorrow on our maths paper, you know, go teach me. That's the only solution I had to my maths problem. So my parents had to get me a maths teacher from JS3, from SS1 till I finished YEG. The reason is because the first results, first term, you need to see that maths. I had ons. Everything on the, so I didn't go to school at all. I didn't want to be bothered about it because nobody was helping me. But now, because I have been through it, there's no child of mine that has a difficulty in any subject. I will tell you, there's no difficult subject. It's help.
It's learning.
You need, we help you. Do you understand? There was a way you will cope with it and will find it. Because by the time I wrote my WAEC and I had a C in maths, Everybody in my house was shocked. The thing is, I found a way. I had the math dictionary, I wrote the formulas, I cram it. Everything is one format, same format. Everything, same format.
And math is formula.
It's formula.
The formula. Walk it down.
It's one format. So I didn't need to know it as in love it. I just knew how to pass it. Pass and go. So,
can we talk about, Maya mentioned a particular set of parents who are unwilling to make the sacrifice necessary for parenting. You know, and I think that we need to talk about that because sometimes parenting, the quality parenting requires sacrifice.
It is
we
a deliberate
don't celebrate enough women who pay that price. And usually, you see this conversation, we have not mentioned father. Because it is not expected that father will do homework. Or when the diaper is being soiled and the child is being dropped off, nobody is expecting that the father should have changed the diaper or the father should have prepared food. So all of this is on the shoulder of who? Mothers. So let's deal with it. We can't even change the one. Let's not even talk about the fathers, and that's not even. Let's talk about the mothers and the challenge of managing that. I want to be my own person. There's a movie on Netflix I'm watching, Not North, and the lady left her marriage to want to start work because she feels like she wants to find herself. I want to have my own thing. And sometimes that is taking women away, taking us away from being the nurturers
and then when the child suffers,
are
meant to be.
And
then it still comes
on,
how do we manage it? And then she doesn't find herself. Nobody will confuse her. So can we commend women who find themselves in their natural roles? Like a nurturer, you birth a child, your role. Because we started this conversation and confused a lot of women. So people no longer feel fulfilled in the simple things. Waking up in the morning, running to your child's school, getting your child back, checking their books and all of that, and then you look at your friend who is doing hi-fi, and you cannot just be appreciative of your friend from afar and appreciative of yourself from where you are. Because now there's definition, English, everything, packaging. If you see people writing CV, nobody writes their CV and says, I'm a full-time mother, except Misha. My most cherished achievements, because I know the journey that I used to get one shite. I know how many injections they shook me. It was every day asking God for a child, a particular kind of child, and a particular kind of mother I want to be. It was a conversation. So I prepare. But even as I prepare, I'm scared that I'm not adequate, that I'm not doing enough, because children will surprise you. And so those parents, can we just appreciate those simple things? Can we appreciate our mothers who gave up their lives? Businesses, careers, so we can be here. If we can't do the same for our children, can we appreciate our support system? People who are making sure things happen, because we don't talk like, if I want to write my CV, I'm a high-flyer, I'm CEO, something, before I feel fulfilled, because that's what I want to prepare them. Can we prepare them and just be grateful for the simple things of life? It's rare. And so we've confused a lot of things. A parent, for instance, will be overwhelmed because, yes, you want to be a CEO, banker, branch manager, everything. You're on the street, but you look back and your child is dragging, your home is suffering. Then you say, well, find a way now. You say, find a way. You're telling a child who's helpless, who's looking at you, to find a way. The child is confused.
Bringing us back to our question of why did you have a child? Let me take this call from Egbeda. Welcome to the show. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, I really like this topic this morning. I like the angle Auntie Damola took it from. Many parents these days, especially many mothers, they are very lazy. I'm sorry to say that. We know that, yes, there are some overwhelming mothers. But many parents or many women don't know why they are giving birth. Like the question Auntie Damola asked her, why do you give birth? See, I have one parent in my area. If you see this lady, she's so beautiful. Like, whenever you see her, she's a very beautiful lady. But when you see her children, these children, you would think they are, like, when I see them, I almost shed tears. I have to ask one woman, are you sure it's this man that gave her to this? She said, yes. And the children are wearing rags. You know what the woman do? She will be at the front, while the children will be at the back. She don't allow the children to go with her. And funny enough, their landlords, they own their own house.
Wow.
So you will not tell me, that she doesn't have money to take care of the children. Maybe they are looking for house rent, or they have their own house. But if you see the way this lady will pancake her face, she would do it like, and if I know she will not even be able, she will not go and tell people that these are my children, because they are not presentable. So I'm sorry to say that many parents these days, I don't know. I don't know how we treat, especially mothers. Because the thing is on our neck. Like, okay, let me use myself for example. Yesterday night I was not feeling well. My husband gave me money to buy drugs. But I remember that my children will go to school this morning and there is no food they will take to school. Do you know that I have to go and use that money for drugs to buy what they will take to school? As I'm talking to you now, I have not buy drugs. I have not taken care of myself. But it's not as if I don't know that I need it. But with these children go to school and beg food, no, they will not. So I have to set their priority right, set the priority right. At least they should first. I will take care of myself later. So thank you. Please, what we need to do.
Thank you so much, Mercy.
I don't agree with that one.
Yeah,
because she was saying
so,
that. Yeah.
You know, okay, so let's just talk about the example of the woman, the mother, who wants to be the high flyer and is the high flyer, has businesses, she's chasing all those things. What makes that what would make it a problem or a bad thing is that she does not put in place other structures to help her where she cannot keep her eyes on. Do you understand? So it's not that there's anything wrong with you wanting to be all those things, but realize that it will come at a cost and that you have to put something you have to prepare, you have to put a structure in place. There's this lady, she's British Jamaican, Emma Greed. She's she's very successful, and someone was asking her, like, how does she balance it? She says there's no balance. Balance does not exist. It's that she understands that she needs a support system. Yeah. So she owns many businesses, has co-founded so many businesses, but she says she needs help with her children. The truth is she's not able to do what most mothers who don't have her own peculiarities, can do. So she has put structures in place to make sure that they help with homework and whatever. And then she knows that when she comes back from work, there's a time that she dedicates to spending with those children. So for me, the problem will be that you have made the decision to be all this, and then you've forgotten that you have children. You've forgotten that those people, yes, you've forgotten that they have to be taken care of. They have to be raised. They have to be nurtured. That you have to have some input into how those children are raised. Now, if you're talking of the one that decides, okay, I'm going to be here with the children because, I don't even have any, I cannot even pay for any support system or any structure. So I'm going to be there, watch how, what they eat, follow up on school and things like that. We still call them out. Because there comes a point where the children will grow up and then you're left with nothing. So we're saying in your parenting, realize that you can give it all up. You can remember yourself. I'm trying to put this to, like, you can still be that parent and create some time, and create something for yourself. So in your own situation, you may not be as big as the other person who has dedicated her time to her business. Your business may not be as big, but it's a sacrifice that you have made. And you know that eventually you will move, when the children grow, you will move to your own business. But you will not feel bad.
Keep growing as you're raising your children.
Yeah, and you will not,
because you want to raise the children.
And you will not feel bad. You will not feel bad because it's a decision you made for yourself. This is what is priority to me while I'm doing this one on the side, slowly and steadily. So you understand, and at the when it's time to take a back seat and you've done your job, you don't feel bad that, I didn't do what this other woman did because she got all this. So you know that yours is different.
Must it be business, career that you must build, or relationships? So I am friends with a lot of old people. I just pay them visit. I hardly see their kids. I say maybe at a birthday or family gathering. So I will spend hours. Somebody has raised her kids and chose to invest time in me, and we are bonded. Myself and YK, we spend more time except maybe when Roller is in the country together than, we'll go for our lunch dates. If she wants to, when are you available for spa? We do those things. Those are special things together. That's you investing in your relationships. Because what you need most in your old age, people mistake it.
You think it's children?
No, they think your children must give you material things. No, whereas you're looking for their companionship more in old age. That's what.
But what she's saying is different. Like, because when the children go to when after university and they move on with their life, what would you now have?
Is the companionship that you would miss? No, is the companionship.
She was saying that she was of the opinion that you should continue growing yourself because the people you are meeting, they have value. That's why. I
do not disagree with that. I'm asking the people you're meeting, how much of yourself are you investing in those people so that they invest back in you, in you. They visit you, they check up on you. It might not be your kids who will be there for you medically, everything, all the one.
But what I was going to say is it doesn't have to be business. It can be charity. It can be church. Many women.
It could be relationship. Because in also facing your children, then you're forgetting to form relationships. That's also something. So you should be able to balance it.
I just think that maybe we prioritize wrong things and we put preeminence on things that are maybe trivial. Even if you build relationship in your early years, what if all of them are passed before you are old? Who will you remain with? But the truth is that I think I'm a strong advocate of women should be the deciders of how many children they can cope with.
It's important.
It's very important. You can't have 5 children and still want yourself. You will lose yourself along the line.
Oh, definitely.
If you are not that strong and you don't have help or you don't have support from anywhere, how strong can you even be? It is mental. It is mentally draining because there's no how you will not break down one day. And you will not think back and want to begin to regret that why did I even do this? Because by the time you are chasing 5 people all around in 5 different universities, 5 secondary schools, you have to go all around here and there. There is no how you will not even forget that you have a dream or a drive as a woman.
I agree.
Because you are busy nurturing. Yes, it's a genuine thing. But also remember that these climes where we are, we have seen children. They say children are like birds. They fly away. Let God, our prayer is for God to give us compassionate children.
Amen.
Who will look at our sacrifices and come back home to say, oh, my mother sacrificed. We have children of our set who said, oh, my mother sold all her wrappers to send me to school. So I must buy this for her. And because they saw the sacrifice, some children don't go back home because they know their parents didn't sacrifice.
You go show them what kids.
And they just brought them here.
If I buy something for my kids, if me buy something for my kids, well, don't know. This thing, it could have been for my spa money. But I bought it for you. I always say to them, this money I could have used to buy gold. I just say that I should prioritize you. I always say it to them.
So that don't do it behind them.
Children see and they reward accordingly. And that's the truth. You'll find out some children. I have a friend who said, my father didn't train me now, so why is he expecting money?
And he didn't know his daddy that was giving mommy money.
No, because he knew that his mom, he was raised by a single mom. Okay. So he's saying that this whole emolument that my father is enjoying, he doesn't even deserve it because he didn't spend 1 kobo on me from the inception. But he takes solace in the Bible says we should take care of our parents. So regardless. Now, the point here is, if we begin to address each other, like I always say, we are the problem. It's we people. Because somebody are married for 2-3 years now, they are looking for stomach to protrude. You don't know if it's a personal decision, if she's not mentally balanced or ready to have a child. Your problem starts from that pregnancy. And it's not going to end until when you leave this life. Because, God forbid now, maybe your mom hears that, oh, they are fighting in VI. She's calling you on the phone. They are fighting in VI, don't pass deal. That is the job of a parent.
Forever.
It is forever. So how many people are ready to trade their forever to become mothers? And we still want to become high flyers. We still want to do the job. And I always tell my children, I tell my boys, the small one is still 3. But the older one at 11, I said, that's why I don't want too many children, because I don't want to forget myself training children. So I let him know that this is my own standard. Mommy is a broadcaster. Mommy will work. I like to work. But I knew that, of course, let me have my own garden to be able to nurture. So when they are saying Yalagbaja, I can be a Yalagbaja because do you understand? So
let me take this call.
Okay, as important as engineer.
Helen, welcome to the show. Good morning. Do we still have Helen there?
Morning.
Morning, Helen.
I thought we lost her.
Yeah, my contribution to this topic is that as much as I agree with every lady on the studio, I want to also believe that there are mothers that are overwhelmed and there are lazy mothers.
Yes.
Now, for the lazy mothers, right, they are lazy because maybe, I stand to be corrected, maybe they were not oriented before they even got into the marriage. They don't even know the purpose why they are there. So it will be hard for them to just kind of adjust to their new life as a mother. And another thing is that most ladies don't really know why they give birth. Some people just give birth because they want to be called Mama Alagbaja.
Respected.
And the sacrifice and every other thing that they have to do for that child, they don't have it in their head. So such people need help. And the problem we have in this country is that women don't like helping themselves. When you discover somebody like that, there is a way you can help such person. For example, when I had my own child, at some point I was not very, very ready at that time, like my first baby. I was not very ready. But thank God for the women within my vicinity there. They helped me emotionally, morally, and from there, I picked one or two lessons. So instead of people condemning those ones, channel that energy of condemnation to correct them.
Thank you.
And
Beautiful.
teach them.
Well said.
So God will help us. Then sister, talk about your birthday package. Send it to all your lovers.
On what she said, I remember one day I was walking in Ushodi, and there was this woman who backed her baby, and the head was tilting. And I said, Auntie, Oriomoye. And you know what she answered me with? I went, boy, one lay.
Like I've raised the
older
other
ones are at home.
So don't correct
they did not die.
So they did not die. The fact that they're refusing to understand that even that child might be going through pain.
Of course not.
So something that also struck me is that I want to help you. I'm not going to your house.
Don't be angry.
Some people don't also want help because they feel that, oh, I've trained the other ones.
It's a generation of mind your business.
That's how, it's now a generation of mind your business. So yes, there are times that my neighbor is not around. Her daughter comes in to stay a while. And I'm asking her, oh, do you want food? Have you eaten? What do you want? I let her make her choice because I want to believe that the way I can force my own children to eat what I put on the table, I might not be able to force you like that. And sometimes the girl is just like, oh, don't worry, I'll eat noodles. And that's the help you can offer. This same neighbor of mine, when her children wears clothes, I'm not comfortable with it. But I have to turn my eyes. Because this time you say, is it not money she used to buy it? No, because I've tried to. I've tried to. But I see that she's this spirit kind of person. Oh, they can wear tube at 10 and show belly. I'm like, it's not decent. Omora.
No, for
but
you.
It's for me. Before they'll bring it to tribe, because she's not of my tribe. So what I see is not what she sees. She came.
You know, I just love the last caller because what she did is she explained, you know, there's a difference between a lazy mother, of lazy parent and overwhelmed parent. And I was going to say also, what has happened for us recently, maybe in the last 10 years, is that society has given us a picture of what a perfect woman or mother should be. So she wakes up early, she has her 3 to 4 children.
She's so fast.
She dresses up in her best clothes while they're all dressed up perfectly, and then she drops them off at school, then drives to work and does what she has to do, then comes back, picks them up, and then somehow the children act perfectly. You know, when they tell them to sit down, they sit down, do their homework, and then, you know, she cooks for them, cooks for the husband. You know, there's that perfection that has been drawn out for us. And we feel that if we are not like that, then we have failed. And so we keep pushing to be all that. And that picture expects you, one person, to be the one to do all of that. So what this caller has reminded us is that raising children has never been something one person does. When they say that it takes a village, they know exactly what they are talking about. You need your sisters with you. You need the one that when they are doing carpooling, see, my own time for work, I can't get off at this time. Please, can we pool with you? Can we go with you? You are constantly looking for different ways to step in for each other. Where one person is weak, the other person is strong, you know. We don't do that anymore. We are everything for ourselves. And then because of that, we are lacking in where we are meant to be strong, which is the children. And then we are forgetting that all these things that we're chasing is really for the children. It's really to help them to become wholesome human beings themselves. And then we have forgotten that that is why we're doing it. Then we are sitting down here and we're talking about issues that our children have because we were not there. And as you said, it's easy to point the finger, but we should also point the fingers at all of us, because while our sister was struggling, when we could offer help, did we? Or did we sit down and gossip about it? Of how, did you see how our children are just running up and down? How they are not to do, how their nose is running, you know? Nothing. Children. Nobody is there for each other. So those are the things.
I'm going to make a case for a lazy parent. You know, the caller was talking about, instead of condemning,
teach. I wrote it down.
Yeah.
Teach them.
I have seen a lot. There's a stage as a mother I was not trusting of society, but I took time to believe that it's only good that is out there. You know those mothers, as Dami gave, when I had my daughter, I would use a strapper in front.
Baby carrier.
My neighbors would come. I could have argued. I would just be patient because I don't know where the advice is coming. I don't know. I'll keep quiet. They will take off the strap. They will buy me wrapper. They will go and bring their wrappers. Yolu will just back the child. Like that was how I started knowing her. She just puts the child on her own back as opposed to my own. Where are you going? I want to just get down to the market. Go and come back. The child is sleeping. So little by little, you allow yourself, the support system will know when you need that support because of the way you received it.
Be open.
So you try. It's not everybody, because these days our religious houses are making us suspicious of everybody that has wrinkle. We too are now wrinkling now. They are the next generation of
no wrinkle.
Witches.
No.
So we are aging.
Forever 16.
Okay, don't worry. You allow yourself. You tell people how you need your help. But there are some mothers. You need to let them sit up and face the reality. If I come home now, there's someone that usually brings her baby. Hey, big mommy, take. Now you should bring baby. Hold your baby. Because we had the conversation. You can't keep doing this back to back.
How do you
birth
learn?
control. She was not a good mom from the first one we supported. Then the second one, she said, was a mistaken pregnancy. The third one, carry your baby. Reason is because the abandonment of the kids, let us not be indulging.
Enablers.
Don't become enablers of
enabler.
that laziness eventually. So now, when their birthday come, let me know.
We will support.
But you see that, carry that baby.
Yes.
When the child, everything I condemn. Have you been to their school? Just come on, get up and go to the school. She'll just be there. Where are your kids? Before my body, I'll be the one there.
You will go by yourself.
Supporting, and now get up and go there. And I'll say publicly.
But that's you teaching. You see, you're still
know,
not
but you
judging.
know you can be condemning.
I know, but you're teaching.
People
and that's
would
the
say
thing.
secretly tell.
Yes.
But I realize that some people, it's not everybody you secretly.
You have to
You
openly say
embarrass them to
Into
that
good behavior.
behavior. I'm looking for.
We'll take a break now. Wow, this is masterclass on parenting 101, 102. When we return, we'll continue with 103. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.
Confidence is important in
Caring, rewarding, and provides great benefits to all our 500 employees. We thank our team for giving us the chance to show that partnership between employer and employee really works. TVC Communications, officially designated as a great place to work, and now the only broadcasting and media company, not just in Nigeria, but throughout continental Africa, to be fully certified. TVC Communications, a great Nigerian company, a great Nigerian place to work.
Do you think you can outplay me in this game of wits and knowledge? Can you go 7 rounds without flinching? I meant answering 7 questions correctly. How well can you hold your liquor? If you're curious, then join us for the most exciting conversation and games with your favorite celebrities on 7 of 7.
Welcome to Pure Entertainment. What would you like to order from our menu today? We have the regulars.
So let me go and look for my jam results. So
My 20 was 320. I suppose don't be one medical.
At this point, I contest my jam results.
I want to close the show.
I can go. I can.
That's all we can take. Ejeki, close the show, you for that long.
Ladies and gentlemen, number 1, Unavailable by Davido featuring Musa Keys.
We also have today's chef special.
Yo, shiny, yeah. Say recap done, and it's time for number 1 on the countdown. One of Nigeria's hottest artists right now, his name is Rema, and this one is called Charm. Kick it.
For dessert and a bit of nightcap, we have the nighttime and online specials.
I want to start the gym, yeah? But do you know one thing that's actually keeping me back?
You should start the gym to get fat.
Cricket.
Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. It's a packed show, Celebrity Friday. We're thrilled to welcome one of Nigeria's Nollywood superstar, renowned actor, director, filmmaker. His notable work includes his latest film, Ori Fate, which has won Best Indigenous Film at the first African Movie Academy Awards in 2005. Welcome to the studio, Muyiwa Ademola, also known as Muyiwa Authentic in the building. Welcome to the show.
Blessed are you amongst women.
Yes, so yes,
wow.
So. Thank you so much. Thank you.
It's so good to have you in the studio with us, especially because we're talking about parenting before you joined us. And we've been talking from the perspective of, we're looking at two sides, the lazy parent, the overwhelmed parent, and we're trying to call ourselves out and as well as prefer solutions to support ourselves. But I'd like to hear your opinion on lazy parenting, overwhelmed parenting. Where is the gap in how we are raising children now in this generation?
Thank you so much once again. It's good to be here. It's good to see these beautiful faces. And I'm here, Muyiwa Ademola Authentic. You see, anyone can actually be lazy and at the same time be overwhelmed. Like, this generation, you have to make more money. So the parents are forgetting, to actually pay more attention to the children. So you get overwhelmed in that process. And if you don't make more money too, your parents will still be like, Daddy, see, I saw that they are riding this kind of car, they are riding that. You understand? So it's a process that we are being forced. The society is forcing us to do a whole lot of things, including parenting. So if we go with, okay, I have to give everything, I have to provide everything, not what I can afford, but everything for my children, then there will be a neglect.
So why are you looking so tired? Have you been in the cinemas walking around promoting your
like the last time I did like 3-4 hours would be like 3 weeks ago.
Wow. It's been hectic.
Yes, I was in Ife overnight. His Royal Majesty, Oni of Ife, requested for Ori, so we watched it together yesterday night.
Oh.
So we partied, and he was there. Yes, he partied with us till like past 2 a.m.
Wow.
And then you came
to 4 a.m. We jumped on the car again, and here we are.
Wow. So let's bring that into parenting.
Okay.
Because for you to fully create what you have been creating consistently, there would be sacrifices that would have to be made. Obviously, you might not have toddlers right now, but even when you had toddlers and little children, you were producing and all of that. Mariam mentioned earlier that this idea that we want to fulfill this desire that we all have, men and women, to impact our world and do something with our lives beyond just being parents. Is it not taking us away from being able to be effective parents?
On my own side, I am married to the most amazing woman on earth.
Oh.
That's the truth. And so, she's taking so many, loads off my shoulders. You understand? Because as an actor, we have to be on locations, we have to do this. And most times, and people like me, like when I'm writing, I don't even want to say anything. I don't even want to hear anything. So it's my woman.
Yeah.
You understand? So my woman has always been there, you know, taking care. And that's the way it works. I'm telling you, because like you said, there are sacrifices who will pay for many things that we do in life. And when it comes to having fame, the sacrifice is always the matrimonial home. If you're not, either you're an actor, you
or you are singing.
Yes, I'm telling you. Anything, yes, even if you sell cloth and you are too popular, you understand. If you are not careful, there will be that you know, that softness around that the other party has to be. You know, if you're a woman, you sell perfume today, you sell perfume tomorrow. So you are living again, Abby, to sell your perfume. Okay. Who will take the children to school? So that means you have an husband that will be like, okay, darling, please, I just have to go and do this. Will you please help me? So it's always the opposite sex, the other partner.
That will carry that burden.
Yes.
You know what
if
you
not,
just...
there will be that gap.
To compensate
So what
them.
you have just said now, you know, makes it, you know, brings to bear the responsibility on mothers.
Yes.
A man can afford to do what you are doing, even take the time, almost guilt-free even, because you have a good woman that is at home. If it were the other way around, and the children were left with the father, even if it's a good father that is watching the children, somehow the mother will be blamed for putting that career ahead of being at home with the father, and then the father will be like, this is the best father in the world. Have you ever seen a father that just stays with the children? But you see that woman, she's always on the road, you know. So when the dynamics is the man that is going out and the woman is at home, it's
sort of
acceptable.
expected, they will celebrate it.
Culturally acceptable.
But now it's changing.
No, sincerely speaking, I think these whole things is changing. You know, I think that that one belongs to then. Nowadays, we have a whole lot of families in which, you know, the women are the one, you know, at the forefront. Forefront. And the husbands are there, just doing it, you know, quietly. We have a whole lot of them. You know, I wouldn't want to be mentioning any. There are so many women, you know, women popular in our society today as an actor, as a pastor, as this, as that. And the husbands are calm,
but you know, we're multitasking.
Yes,
a woman can be everything. Me that I'm sitting here, I'm a TV host, I'm a lawyer, I'm a farmer, I'm a rice distributor. I do it all, and I'm 100% mother. So I'm talking to you right now.
Yes,
you are prioritizing what you want to tell me, but I'm already thinking that today is open day. Whatever you want to say, but better finish it at 11 a.m. because open day starts at 11 a.m. He's not, my husband is at his workplace, but he's not doing that. He's not calculating that. I will show up. My kids, my daughter was saying to someone in school because she left her book at home, said, my mom will bring it. And the teacher was like, why did you forget? He said, my mom will bring it. She will come. Last time my son did cultural too, he was saying, I took my mother-in-law to the hospital. I had gone to the firm. I'd come back, and my son's outfit was in the car, and he was saying, everybody should do their pictures. If you don't want to wait for me, my mom will come. And when I came, the teacher was like, you must be the superhero. So a mom will do it without expecting any awards, recognition. You just know you have to make it happen. But a man will focus and say, I need to focus here. That's why I wanted to ask you. That you want to focus and write your script. What do you do to compensate that
how do you make
It's not that you not say, Shebi Kotiya Miche.
No.
Our mothers were like that.
Okay, excuse me. There's this cartoon, there's one popular cartoon like that. You see a mother carrying like 3, 4, 5 children.
Yes.
Do you understand? Then they will not put the whole 3, 4, 5 children on top of a man.
Yes.
And the man will fall straight up.
No. So what I'm trying to say is that most times you only feel men will not care. No, we do. And
do
that's
you
why
really do?
Yes.
Do you
Yes.
really do?
Yes. And that's why you see that the lifespan of women are more than that of men. You understand? Because the body is so much, because we try to absorb. We absorb without emotions. You know,
without expressing it.
Yes, without expressing it. So as you are thinking, you go to school, pick your kid, you do this, you do that. You understand? As my wife is like, okay, darling, I'm writing my script. Even if anything happens, I'll still pause my script.
Okay.
Do you understand? Like, I am a total family man. You understand? My father, grew us up with just, we are 8 in the family and, just one mother. So, and my father would never eat without my mom. Even till he breathed his last. You understand? So when I started the industry, they call me lover boy because it wasn't acting. I tell people it wasn't acting. That was what I saw. Yes, I see them do it.
Yeah.
They'll be like, okay, my mom will be in the kitchen, my father will be in the kitchen. You understand? So they'll be doing things together. You understand? I remember my dad used to. It's now of blessed memory. My mom is still with me, and my dad loved to eat pounded yam. There was a time now saw my mom's hand, and it was like, yes, you have this thing in your hand. I said, darling, because you love pounded yam, I said, okay, henceforth, you will not pound again. And my mom never pounded anything again.
Wow.
It was my mom, yes.
See love.
And they watch now.
So it was my father that would pound for the whole family.
Oh, wow. That's so sweet.
So I saw all those things. You understand? I saw all those things.
Let's take a break.
You see, if you see Ori,
you will see it too.
Parenting is in there.
We will take a break. When we come back, we'll focus on your new movie. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.
TVC Communications, Nigeria's leading independent broadcast company, has been officially designated as a great place to work. Over the past few years, we have transformed our workplace into one which is respectful, caring, rewarding, and provides great benefits to all our 500 employees. We thank our team for giving us the chance to show that partnership between employer and employee really works. TVC Communications, officially designated as a great place to work, and now the only broadcasting and media company not just in Nigeria but throughout continental Africa to be fully certified. TVC Communications, a great Nigerian company, a great Nigerian place to work.
Do you think you can outplay me in this game of wits and knowledge? Can you go 7 rounds without flinching? I meant answering 7 questions correctly. How well can you hold your liquor? If you're curious, then join us for the most exciting conversation and games with your favorite celebrities on 7 of 7.
Welcome to Pure Entertainment. What would you like to order from our menu today? We have the regulars.
So let me go and look for my jam results.
My 280 was 320. I suppose.
àlùjọ ni mo fẹ́ gbọ́ kó kọ́kọ́ orí mi kó wú.
ṣé wà láwùjọ báyìí.
Wow. Wow. Already.
That was for true.
Yes. Hey, it is well. All right, so we still have with us Muyiwa Authentic in the studio, and you know, you gave us some nice romance that you grew up with and all those stuff, but you've produced an amazing movie.
Thank you.
And the feedback has been phenomenal, and I think that some of our audience probably don't know how amazing it is. So please tell us from the part 1 to the part 2, why did you feel the need to give us
a
rebirth of Ori?
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much. You know, as a producer, there's always that one film that when you do, you notice things changing for better and all that. That was what happened to the first Ori. So that was shot in 2003 and came out in 2004, and it was massive. I mean, it wasn't the era of social media then, and you know, it was everywhere. You know, it was everywhere, all over the world. You know, it was the movie that took me out of the country for the first time. You know, went there to take a whole lot of awards. It was the maiden edition of AMA Awards. You know, yes, it won the best indigenous movie. It went to a whole lot of film festivals across the world. So Ori brought a whole lot of beautiful things. And it's one movie that every blessed day I step out of my house and I see people, they ask me, please, do something about Ori. So there was a time I was trying to do, you know, make a stage play about Ori. There was a time I was trying to, write a book about Ori. Then I discovered people are not reading anymore. So I started thinking, you know, I was, you know, having a whole lot of things that when it clocked 20 years, I was like, okay, this is a movie that for 20 years, when I step outside my house, somebody will always refer to Ori for 20 years. So that means I have to immortalize the movie. And I think I have to look at the next 20 years. You know, do something that will make that film stays again. I want to do something about that film that will outlive me. Something that, okay, when I'm old, grown, gone, people will still refer to the film. And the kind of, you know, supernatural ties and engagement that comes with it. So we started 2023, and here we are. We shot Ori Rebirth. So it was the everything that came with the first Ori that, you know, gave me that instinct that, okay, Muyiwa,
it's time.
It's time to do something about Ori again. And it's been divine. It's marvelous.
Let me say what is making me curious. So most of the promos, sorry, what do they call those videos that they do?
The trailers.
No, the skits that everybody is doing to promote the movie. The promos now.
Until the last time,
everybody's upside down. I'm wondering why they doing things. It was Kiki that shot one, was Kilo Shele. Why people are going mad? What is the concept between, you know, their depiction of it? There was one lady, she wrote tire. Are they really promoting Ori? Because, you know, Ori is supposed to be
something about the head.
And I'm wondering, Kilo de Tewa Taya Kiri, and all of you are going mad. What exactly? That has made me very curious
to watch it.
Thanks so much, man. You know, it's funny. You know, people are like, okay, this moment you need to do things on TikToks, you need to do this, you need to do promotions, you need to do that. You know, the Gen Z will not see film, and we keep telling them they will see good films, but they keep telling us, no, they want to laugh, they want to see comedy. I say no. They will see good films. When they see films that talk to their heart, that speaks to their soul, they will listen. It will knock, and the door of their heart will open. And that is what is happening to Ori. Ori Rebirth knocked their heart, and it opened. So while we were trying to come up with, okay, what should we do to get the attention of the Gen Zs and all that? So we just came up with that concept, like, okay, let's just do something. You know, I just saw Tony Abrams did that funny thing. I was like, okay, let me do it over his own video.
Mm-hmm.
So I did over a video, and as I'm talking to you, over
It's become a viral
70,000 over 70,000 people have done it globally.
Wow.
Like they are just so
different.
It was just, I was like, okay.
Now, like, so they be.
And, you know, it's not actually relating to
the movie.
Yeah.
You know, it's not. And of course, it works.
It works. Anyhow, if you want to catch a fly, just put what you need to put there.
It works. From my end, I would like to ask,
yes,
what were the major challenges? Because I know that you cannot pull this kind of feat in Nollywood of today.
With the number of actors, celebrities.
Without having major challenges. Major challenges bordering from finance. I want to really know. I know now we are shooting movies in hundreds of millions.
Yes.
Yes, into 200, the 300, even 500 million.
Yes.
So what were the major challenges that you faced that you almost felt like, will this really come to life? I think people will also like to know from the failing perspective, not just the glamour.
Yo, thanks so much, ma'am. You know, it's that could be very emotional if I should go into the whole story. Because when I came up with that, when we have this stories of, okay, don't do anything too deep, don't do anything too serious, they will not watch it. Okay, so I'm like, okay, I'll do it. Let me put my whole fund. Let me put everything. Let me say what I have. Let me, you know, make money, borrow money from friends, from families, because I'm the executive producer of the job. So I produce, so I'm the executive producer. So it's like I raised the whole money myself, you know, because I was like, okay, if I fail, I wouldn't want one person to be dragging me around. I wouldn't want one back to be, you know, dragging me here and there. So it was huge. It was huge. You know, my family have to, you know, we have to reduce this, reduce that. And my wife was like, darling, that's what you want to do, go ahead. And, you know, my children too are like, okay, Daddy, you just have to do this. You know, we believe in you, we trust you. You know, you understand? And I was okay. And, you know, we had some CGI, we shot a plane crash. And I was like, okay, I just want to shoot a plane crash. And I want it to be real. Like, I want it to look Hollywood, you know. So it was, you know, creating the whole thing. We built a whole private jet. It was built from the scratch. We have the whole video from the scratch because I want to crash it. And I want people to see us crashing the actual private jet they saw in the film. And that was what happened. So, you know, it's
that's a lot of money.
It's quite a lot of money,
lot of work.
And you know the CGI. So the CGI took about 8 months.
Wow!
Like I want it to be perfect. Okay, this is what they've given me. You see that, you know, a whole lot of things. I'll be like, okay, no, we don't want this. Let's do another one. If you take like 2-3 months to recreate another one again, we still have to wait. Yes. And I will tell you that
right from perfectionist.
Which we
yes, because you know, to whom much is given, much is expected. You know, people will be like, here is me at the last film. I trust it. Sometimes it makes me happy, but sometimes it's like a very heavy load. So I don't want to mess up. I don't want to disappoint people. And so I'll be like, okay, let me just take my time to come out with it.
And not to compromise.
Yes,
you didn't compromise on funding.
No.
But it was, compromise on quality.
Quality that brings quality.
No, beyond that.
People were like, oh, if we have to crash the plane, can there not be another thing?
I know, but it's beyond.
It's
beyond funding. Honestly, it's just the spirit of excellence that you have, and I think we should appreciate you for that because you even because you've just said that people have said the Nigerian consumer doesn't really want anything deep. For me, I already feel insulted that they just think that we don't want anything.
I'm telling you.
But there are some people that respect us enough to go the extra mile to make sure that you give us quality. So thank you for that.
Thank
but
you, ma'am.
I just want to know how, you know, you've done a story 20 years before. And then you bring it to today. What were the things that, you know, like, I feel like there's some people that will be missing. There's some storyline that will not quite translate. Like, how did you bring it so that it was... how did it transition so that in 20 years it's
22.
relevant? 22 years is still relevant.
Thanks so much, ma'am. You know, it's you know, in the industry we have our different strong avenue, you know, and mine is story writing. I did not study it in school. It's just a natural gift.
Is Ori?
Yeah, it's Ori. God bless you. So, the first thing I did was, okay, I made sure that the first story, you don't even need to watch the first story before you see this story.
Oh, I wanted to ask that.
It's a rebirth. Because we're talking about 22 years ago.
Yeah.
But there's a link. And if I should come out with a link, then the urge to see the film.
Okay, don't tell us.
Don't
spoil it, don't spoil it.
So, but I'm telling you, there's that premium, treatment if you see this Ori without seeing the first one. Okay. But the first one is still on my YouTube channel. Yeah. So I've seen people, they make sure, yes.
They went to go and watch it.
You understand. And so it's from the first one, you'll be like, hey, I've watched it. I'm scared. Even the one we shot 22 years ago. So it prepared their mind like, okay, this is talking to us. This is not just, it's entertainment. People will be entertained, but they have to sit down. It's not all the time that we're no, like not some people. Like 90% of people, even when we, actors.
They cried, they wept. Not even cried, they wept.
So
yes, ma'am.
The first Ori had a crop of actors. Some of them are still alive, lots, or some of them have died. Let me not say lots of them. I remember Baba Bello's scene with the pregnancy revelation and all of that. And I'm wondering, most of those actors, except for Faithia, I saw at the premiere, did you bring any of them alive back to this rebirth? Did you sort of inculcate them in their roles in the previous one into this one?
Thank you, ma'am. The concept, it was a whole lot of, fight, tussle my brain and all that. Okay, some people actually felt it would be the same old story of Ori.
Felt that way.
Yes, and if I should shoot the old story, you know it already. You just sit and say, Ma wo ma ya wore nsin. Ma wo nto o ma shubu. Moto ma gba. Then there's no more suspense.
There's nothing new about it.
So, it's just like rebranding the old thing. And I just want to believe that, okay, it's rebirth, not remake.
So not sequel.
It's not sequel.
Not a sequel. Okay.
It's not a sequel.
So it's
different. A remake. It's totally different.
Excited.
But same concept of this Ori. Same concept of, as we're sitting here, some people are still having like, that woman, she will put it down, she will just be doing like, I'm a lawyer. And they'll be falling before you. There's that concept, without you touching them, without you talking. Without you even praying.
Hey, we said it.
And they'll be falling, they'll be crashing, and you'll just be going. And they put something, you take it, the glass will crack and fall.
Powerful. I can't wait to go and watch this movie. I really can't. Thank you so much for putting an amazing work out there. Thank you for restoring faith in the movie industry that we like serious things.
Yes.
We are not all just wanting to laugh. We're not jesters and surface-based people. But thank you also for sharing the story about your parents. It's beautiful to see that those things existed then and it's still working right now. We spoke extensively about parenting, and I just want to advise anybody that feels overwhelmed as a parent or a mother, please rely on community help. Talk to people, share your story. Please don't judge, don't condemn, rather correct with love and support people on that journey, because we don't know it all, and you might see something that I don't see, is my blind spot. Point my attention to it, correct me with love, as we are all on a journey to get better. Please make it a date to watch. We don't have time.
And I would just want to add, the people they are correcting,
take the correction.
They should take correction.
All right. If you are being corrected, take the correction. You might not even like what they are saying, but please take it. Don't give it back to them.
Okay.
So where do we watch this Ori?
Thank you so much. Ori is everywhere now.
They say Ori is everywhere.
Our head is everywhere.
Yes, so in fact, just go to my.
Yeah, watch it. Don't watch. We are out of time. It is.
Some of them watch as if they were not there.
Exactly. Please, we are coming to the end of the show. Ori is everywhere. It's in every cinema. Please watch and post your reaction, because if you truly love it, it will help others to also watch. He's putting a lot of funds into this. Let's support him so that we bring quality movies into the Nollywood cinemas. Thank you for joining us on the show. Thank you, ladies, for a very, very intelligent and rich conversation. We'll see you next week. Your View Pigeon tomorrow.
Your View Pigeon
Game
is
of
tomorrow.
Money tomorrow.
Yes.
Bye.
Ori is in the cinemas.
Already today.
Carry your head there.